I've watched so many of these what's in my camera bag videos, you know, and I was like, this is an interesting loadout. Let me show mine. So first I'll go through the bag, and then we'll go through the big hard case with the majority of the gear, all the really cool stuff. I just got back from a trip from Texas and shooting a corporate event, so a lot of this content is going on social media. So a lot of vertical format, but then I also wanted horizontal format, 16 by 9. So I needed to be flexible, and I was shooting photo and video. So lots of versatility here. So first thing, this is the Shimoda Urban Explorer. I recently got this bag because it was on sale, and so far I'm really liking it. All the reviews have been pretty accurate. I don't have everything in here that I had on my trip, but I'll, you know, Kindle goes in here because reading. I like reading. We'll do the main compartment first because it's a little bit different for like when I'm on the plane. Falcam quick connect clip for the camera to mount right there on the strap for when I'm shooting. That way it makes it easier to run two cameras too, two camera bodies. But when I get to the hotel or whatever, I will load this bag out, kind of set it up how I need it to be for when I'm shooting. Oh, there's a iPad Pro in here. It's a 11-inch iPad Pro with the keyboard case, and the pencil's probably falling off in here somewhere. I will link everything in the video description as well, like every piece of kit for you guys. So like I said, this isn't the configuration that I use when I'm shooting. This is just for the plane. I have a Sony shotgun microphone. This is the model that's right here on the screen, because there's also a Sony in here. This is my Canon selfie photo printer. Prints 4x6 photos. I find that to be super fun at events. People like having their photo printed, so that's kind of fun. I bring it just for fun, literally for fun. Cable for it to plug it in. This is my tech pouch from Ulanzi. It has all of my chargers in it. It has, I keep my phone, Apple Watch, and AirPod charger in there. I have the Satechi, I think that's how you say it, Satechi USB-C hub. All the cables that I need, all USB-C pretty much, and a MacBook charger. And then the Anchor for the MacBook Air that I use. I had it on a MacBook Air, M4 chip, MacBook Air, 24 gigs of RAM. It has not let me down yet. It color grades in DaVinci just fine. It handles the 6K and 8K files that I'm shooting just fine. Another photo printer. This is the Canon Ivy printer. It prints off these little tiny, here I'll show you. They're this size. It prints those off, and they're stickers, so you can stick them places. So that's kind of super fun too. Makes for a good experience for the client, if you will. This is the printer paper for the bigger Canon printer, and that's it on the inside for the plane. You know, it's like I said, I'll get there and rearrange the padding to hold cameras once I arrive. Let me show you what's in the top of this bag. Kind of my favorite part of the bag. I don't carry a tripod on the side. This does fit underneath the seat, so I do use this as a personal item, not a carry-on. My carry-on is the hard rolling case, but top pouch is great because I can put another camera body up here, which is really quick access. It's really quick access. I don't like using the side access, even though this bag has it. I've never been a side access person, but just having the top pouch, I can put a whole body in here and have pretty quick access to it. Small rig leather camera strap, Ray-Ban Meta glasses so I can get that cool POV shot. I always have a field book in there so I can take notes of things I'm thinking about on the plane, shots I want to get, or whatever. Sony a6700. This is the 10-20 PZ f4 lens with the f38 Falcam Ulanzi plate on the bottom of it. All my cameras are Falcam f38, so works same across all tripods. Another Ulanzi product. This goes on the back of your phone, and because I do shoot some phone content, like whatever I have on me is what I'm going to use. So I pretty much always have a camera on me, but just in case, or if I just need some extra lighting somewhere, you can do the selfie lighting like that. Pretty handy little light to have on your phone. Sometimes you're just in the moment, you got to get the shot. So That was a hawk. It just came after my quail. That was crazy. So this will be paired with another item later, the Sony. That had a specific purpose with the leather strap. The microphone is just in case I want good audio out of it, but I didn't use it for video this trip. Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's move on to the case. Great bag, by the way, especially if you can get it on sale. I got it at B&H for a lot of money off. It was like $70 off or something like that. Okay, this is the Nanuk hard case, hard travel case. 935 is the model on it. I got tired of carrying all my gear on my back. That's a lightweight bag. I was carrying like 30 to 40 pounds through the airport on my back. It sucked. I'm 43 years old. I don't want to do that anymore. So this is the case. It came with a camera padding organizer situation in the bottom here. I took that out and I made my own. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And I'll tell you why I may not be keeping it. But the top is a separate piece that you have to purchase from Nanuk. It is a lid organizer. So batteries, these are all Panasonic batteries, and then I've got a Sony battery here. I'm really liking the KNF concept batteries because they have a USB-C port on them. So you can just plug a USB-C cable into it and charge it. Battery charger for the Panasonic batteries. All goes up here. Cables for monitors, tools, flash diffuser, another camera strap, remote flash trigger, Falcam again. That's for the camera strap. And then up top here, I don't carry my laptop. I carry my laptop in my camera bag. Up top I have a monitor, a little travel external monitor. I do a lot of editing in the moment, like, you know, shoot part of the event, back to the room that night, editing a lot of the video so I can get it as much done as possible in the moment. I'm much more efficient when I'm editing while I'm present. Because I remember all the shots I had. You know what I'm saying? It just, and then also, you know, for that kind of event, they want to post in the moment. So it is helpful rather than having a gallery that they're waiting on for days and days and days after the event when the vibe has worn off. You know? Okay, into the case. That was crazy. I have quail back there. Hawk was going after the quail. All right, back into the case. Sorry for the distraction. So I got this little Godox IM20 flash, and for the Sony specifically, and it made for the perfect, like with the leather camera strap, it made for the perfect little setup for snapping photos at it's the bash, but it's like a party that they have. You know, kind of old school, one of that old school vibe, old flash camera, disposable type of vibe, and it worked out perfect. You get like disposable vibe, better quality. So, loved it. I guess I'll just start at the top and work my way down. That might be easier, huh? Backup storage, I have another SD card, a 2 terabyte, faster and newer, stuck to the back of my laptop. But then I also have a Lacy 1 terabyte and then an older SanDisk 1 terabyte. Backups on backups. I like having backups of all the things because I have deleted footage before and it made me sick to my stomach. So this is a DJI Mini 3 Pro drone. Did not use it this trip, but I like to have it just in case there's the opportunity to use it. There's a lot of restrictions in a lot of places, so I oftentimes don't get to use it. Microphone. The reason why, this is my least favorite microphone that I own. This is the DD Duo, I think it's called, with the shock mount. But the reason why is because it has a switch and you can do an input on the side of it. So I can run a wireless mic and then I can just get audio straight off of camera for any kind of fill, or getting that ambiance, that kind of thing. So that's the reason I use that microphone. It's really the only reason, because it does have that audio input on the side, and I already owned it. So I try to use the audio in the space as much as possible, because it kind of brings you into the video more, rather than just putting music over top, or where it's isolated to just one person's voice. You know what I mean? Surui, I think that's how you say it. Surui side handle for either camera, because both have a cage. PG YTech card reader / card storage system. This thing's been pretty great. I needed something for CF Express Type B cards, and this holds them and reads them. So it's pretty fast too. I did take the rubber case off of it just because I don't need to be shock resistant. It's going in a case that's already shock resistant. So, oh, I do need to talk about this case, because you might be wondering, you might have already seen videos on the Nanuk modifications that people make. This is corrugated plastic like they use in yard signs. And then I used foam, adhesive back neoprene foam, and stuck it, cut it everything the size I wanted. And then these are just they're just bobby pins that hold it in place. And it works pretty great. It's semi-modular, like you can move things around a good bit. I may not stay with it like this though. And the reason I did this, because I can store a lot more in here with this grid setup, rather than using this supplied grid that comes with it, because it's thicker. It's thicker, it's more dense, takes up more space. I just don't see me taking this much equipment to many future events. So I don't know. I like the protection the foam one provides, but I did put a lot of time into making this work too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. We'll see. Little rocket blower, gotta have that. Switching out lenses. And you can see I'm just kind of cramming things in here just to make it all fit. This is the Insta360 Go 3S, and it is probably my least favorite camera next to the Insta360 X4 that I have in image quality. But it has a purpose. It does really good POV. I like to mount it on other people and get some fun POV shots. That's, like I said, a lot of this content the majority of this content is social media, like 99% of it. So getting those fun shots, the image quality isn't as important when you can get a camera in a place you wouldn't normally be able to get it. So I like to have that for that purpose. DJI Mic Mini. This is my favorite mic system. I don't need onboard audio. I don't need float. So I use the Mini. I have one of them on right now. But yeah, this system has been fantastic. It pairs up with the Pocket 3 and the Action 5, and then it has the receiver, of course, for any camera. I really like the Mini. I think it sounds better than the DJI Mic 2, in my personal opinion. This is a mount that is for, I'll show you this. Well, let's put this together. So first of all, main camera body is the Lumix S1R Mark II, and I have a Sigma 24-70 lens on it. It's the f2.8 24-70. I really like this lens. I like it a whole lot. The only thing I don't like about it is that it spins the wrong direction for zoom. That's the only thing. So when you switch between lenses, sometimes you're like, oh, wrong way, but that's it. This cage, I cut it. This cage is actually from an S5, the camera I had before this, and it didn't fit the S1R2, and I did not want to spend another 60 bucks on a cage, so I took this little half cage and modified it and cut it to pieces to make it fit the S1R2. The reason I shoot with Lumix is because of being able to use the whole sensor. That's really it. Just having open gate, because I am making social media content. I'm not turning my camera sideways to get it. I want to get everything. I want to be able to use it for vertical format, for horizontal format, for every video format possible. Do square format for Facebook. So I like having open gate on my cameras. I'm spoiled now. I have it in my Action 5. I have it on the Lumix, and it's hard for me to go back to Sony when Sony doesn't have that, So this is kind of the setup I would do for photo and video. Is a KNF Concept mount attached to, and that is the Action 5 mount, and that is then attached to this adapter that converts the Action 5 mount over to the Pocket 3, right? So then you have, oh, and this is by far the best protective cover. It makes the Pocket 3 actually pocket. Pocket 3's pretty much only purpose is so that I use it for anymore, is to get video at the same time that I'm shooting photo. So I'll mount it on top of the camera. I can run the wireless mic to the Pocket 3, and I can get video while I'm shooting photo. Single shooter, you know, I can get vertical video right out of the Pocket 3. It's a great setup. I use this the majority of the time I was there, just like this. The only downside of this is shooting in portrait, the gimbal gets all goofy. All these bits and pieces, like I said, I'll have in the video description. So we said the Sigma 24-70. We also have a Rokinon 35 to 150, and this is it's like a f2 to 2.5, I think. It's a beast of a lens. It is a chunky boy, but it gets some incredible shots. At 135, it crushes the background at f2.5. It looks incredible. It really does. I love this lens. It's stupid heavy, but love this lens. It's really fun on the Lumix system. Move back to the top here. This is a phone mount. So if you're familiar with Lumix, you have the Lumix Flow app, which is really good for using your phone as a monitor. But I can just mount my iPhone right on the top here. And a lot of this stuff was just taking, like, you know, it doesn't take up that much space. I used it maybe once during this event, but I can just pop my phone on there and use that as a monitor. And it works really well. Like, it's super smooth. I can control the camera through the phone. That Lumix Flow app has been awesome. So that's pretty handy. It's got a built-in cold shoe as well. So since you are taking up your microphone mount, you can use the cold shoe on it. Flash, this is the flash, the TT520. This is the flash that I use for the Lumix. I'll be honest with you, flashes kind of suck on Panasonic. If you do a lot of flash photography, I wouldn't recommend Panasonic, but I use it in manual mode and it gets the job done. So it's just okay. It's better than nothing. I don't do a ton of flash photography, but controller for the Mavic Mini. Oh, missed something. Ulanzi video light. This is the RGB one. I don't use a ton of lighting, so because it's all running gun. But if I need one, I can mount it in any cold shoe mount, and we're good to go. That'd be for like video light or constant photo light if you want to do that. This is a OC. I think it's like a 6-inch, 7-inch monitor. Can't remember. Takes the Sony F7, whatever these batteries are. And these batteries charge off a USB-C as well with the small rig mount. So I was using this monitor on the other camera, which is the Lumix S9. And the reason I bought the S9 was just because it was so small and portable, but it would really support the other Lumix cameras really well. So I had the S5 before this, and then I have the S1R2. It's very similar color science. It looks really good side by side. You can't tell the difference one to the other because I'm shooting in log anyway. This one has a 20-60 kit lens on it, which is actually a fantastic lens. But I was typically using like the big Rokinon zoom on here. 20-60 is just a real versatile lens. And this thing will go in my gimbal. I didn't take the gimbal on this trip, but I had the DJI Mini RS, whatever, the new Mini gimbal. I can't remember which one it is. It'll be on the screen here. I really do like the S9. It's a little limited. Cold shoe instead of hot shoe. It's got its drawbacks, but man, it's just such a powerful little camera. I enjoy the heck out of it. And the fact that it's fairly inexpensive for a full frame camera, and it just meshes so well with the S1R2. Insta360, this is the X4, and this is the only reason I use this. I don't like the image quality out of Insta360 products. It's over sharp and it looks like an old cell phone. I don't care for it very much. But the only reason I use this is when I'm not allowed to use the drone. That's it. I can do fake drone shots, and the way that I do that is with this gigantic 10-foot pole. You can simulate a drone shot with this pole, with the 360 camera, and it actually does a really good job. So skin tones and color science aren't that important when you're that far up in the sky over top of whatever you're shooting. But this pole is not in my camera bag, it's not in a case, because I just throw this in my suitcase around my clothes, as well as my tripod of choice, which is another Surui carbon fiber. Tiny little tripod, little travel tripod. The reason I went with this one is because it is single twist to open the legs up, and it does come with a fluid video head as well, which does a pretty good job. If I put everything on my camera, on the cage and everything, it does feel a little bit heavy for the tripod. Like, it's not gonna fall, but it just isn't as stable as I'd like. But for the most part, like, the trade-off for the portability of this thing, it's so light. But you know, it gets tall enough. It's eye level for me with the camera, so plenty big enough. The price is really good for a carbon fiber tripod like this, and it just packs down so very small. Fits on the side of the camera bag just fine. But I also threw this in the suitcase. That's why it's not included in the kit. So this is carry-on size case, personal item size backpack, everything all in one. I don't have to check anything. Can't check lithium batteries anyway, but I don't have to risk putting any of my expensive gear in the belly of the plane. Everything can go with me. This is a pretty loaded out kit. This is kind of rare that I carry this much stuff. And I will say, I used almost all of it. I didn't use the drone, like I said. Everything else I think I used. Let me know if you have any questions about anything or if I missed anything. I think I got all the nooks and crannies in here. Yeah, and again, everything's linked down in the video description for you to check out. And thanks for watching. I always wanted to make one of these like what's in my camera bag videos. This is a rare one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't usually have this much stuff. This is a crazy amount of stuff. Typically when I'm traveling somewhere, just traveling, not shooting a gig, like I'm just gonna have a camera bag. I'm not gonna carry the big old case. But anyway, that's it. That's all I got. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.